Hi there, and today we're modifying the Speed Champion's Lamborghini Contach. Now, when Speed Champions first came out in 2015, all the cars were only 6 studs wide, and I thought they were really cool. They fitted in really nicely with Lego City scale, and I bought an awful lot of them. So between 2015 and 2019, which was the 6 stud wide era, I bought 27 of the sets. However, in 2020, everything changed and Speed Champions went to 8 studs wide. Now, this did mean that they were a little bit more accurate and you get 2 minifigs sitting side by side in the vehicles, but it did mean if you were working in Lego City scale, they were really oversized. So since 2020, when the cars went 8 studs wide, I've only bought 2 so far. Firstly, the Audi Quattro. Now, being an 80s kid, I used to absolutely love these. I used to watch them in the RAC Rally Championships, which we used to have in the UK, and they were constantly setting records and winning titles. And the other one I've bought is obviously the Countach, which we're modifying today. And again, as an 80s kid, I had a picture of a Countach on my bedroom wall, which was, I've managed to track down a copy of it, and it looked just like this. And I remember huge heated arguments used to go on in the school playgrounds as to which was better, a Lamborghini Contach or a Ferrari Testarossa. The laughable thing being that none of us had even seen either of the cars, let alone driven them. But it didn't matter, I was firmly in the Lamborghini Contach camp. So when this set came out, it had to be bought by me. Remembering back to the poster on my bedroom wall, I would have preferred it in black, but maybe for a future video I'll buy the parts and we'll try and remake this in black instead of white. But before we get on to the modification, if you end up liking this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and of course please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of more LEGO videos. But on with the Lamborghini. Now, the coolest thing about the Countach, and obviously the reason why it was far better than a Ferrari Testarossa, was that it was the first production car ever to have scissor doors. And obviously, that being its defining feature, that's the thing we've got to change about this model. Now, I can't take credit for this mod. I actually found it on the Rebrickable website, and it's by a guy called Willy Webb, who does an absolute ton of vehicle modifications. And all you need to do this one is the original set and 26 small pieces. So I've got my original set. I've downloaded his instructions. He actually provides them for free, so you can download these too, and I'll put the link in the description below. Every time you get to a step in the instructions, which has got an equivalent one in his, so this is 8 mod, and it obviously replaces step 8 in the original instructions. And then I've also got a small pot of 26 pieces. So I'm going to do a time-lapse build, see how we get on, and I'll see you on the other side. And I've just stopped there because I've reached what I thought was an initial problem, but it makes perfect sense now. It says here we're meant to be building these angled pieces, which I've done out of the extra pieces that I've bought, but they're being held up by this black piece here, which looks like a single stud with a 2 studs up, sort of a right angle bracket. And that isn't in the extra pieces we bought, and it's not in bag 1, but I can see they are in bag 2. So it's obviously using pieces from further on in the build at earlier stages. So I need to get all the pieces out for this build rather than just bag 1. So I'm going to continue on and hope we don't hit any more snags. And here we have the finished article. Now firstly, because I love the minifigs, we'll have a look at him. Now he's fairly generic apart from that nice Lamborghini logo on his jacket, so I'm quite pleased with him. And then look at the car. This is, I think, a fantastic model. I obviously haven't built the original Lego version without the modification, but just some of the details like this, the angles on the back here with those classic triangular lights, the way they use cones in there, I think that was a genius idea. There's some really clever building techniques, sort of slotting items together as you go along. Those wheels are also iconic of the Countach, and they look fantastic with these printed 2x2 round tiles. All the stickers are on transparent backgrounds, so if you wanted to build this in a different colour, so maybe it has to be a light colour so these would show up. I think my black idea probably wouldn't work, you wouldn't see these stickers, but if it was on a bright yellow, these would also all show up really well because they're on transparent backgrounds. The only problem would be is obviously the printed windscreen is in a white colour, and as always the white doesn't quite match up with the actual white colour. Lego really needs to develop a system where the white printing matches the actual white of the Lego bricks. Apart from that, I think this is a fantastic looking model. The only thing lacking on this, I think, is if you look at the actual Lego model, you'll see this sort of cutout where the door handles are. That's quite iconic, obviously, of the original car, and you lose out that, but obviously the benefit is that you get these doors that swing open. They are fairly flimsy. This wouldn't be a Lego approved technique. I think we've got a bar sitting in there. Let me just change camera angle. So there you have, looking at it with a close-up lens, you can see that bar sticking out there, which then this clip on the end of the door clips onto. And once they're clipped on, if that bar moves at all, the angle of the door will change, and it can tend to collide with this transparent 2x1 tile there. But other than that, if you slightly angle it out as you close the door, it's pretty good. But like you can see there, that bar now has angled itself out slightly, so you'd have to angle it back in to get the door straight. The trade-off of losing those details for having flimsy doors which open, I really am sort of torn. I do like that this actually can open its doors in the way it's meant to, even though they are fairly flimsy, but it does look pretty cool with its doors open like that. Before choosing this mod, I did actually have a look around to see how many other people had done modifications, and this was the best one that I could find. I also had a look at the instructions for myself to see if I could come up with a better idea, and I couldn't. So I think this is the best option we could go for. It's the first time I've ever done a modification of someone else's. Normally I buy sets and modify them myself, so this was quite an experience for me, using the instructions and then using someone else's instructions sort of dotted in as we went along. So in summary, I think this is a really nice modification. It's amazing that the guy gives it away for free, and it only required the few pieces as well. He also handily gives us a list at the end of his PDF of the pieces that we've got left over, so you can always double check that you've done the right thing, and I've got exactly the same number of pieces left over as he says I should. Sometime when I'm bored, I may take this apart and put it back as it sort of should be in the original model, but for now I really quite like the doors being able to open in their proper scissor fashion, and so I'm going to keep it like this. If you've got this set and you've modified it at all, do let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think about this modification. Is it better, or should we keep it as the original Lego model was intended? Let me know in the comments below. If you've liked this, please do give it a thumbs up, and of course please do subscribe for more Lego videos.